Yeah, I think it's good for, the younger guys to get game reps, so that, with our whole next man up deal, if there's a situation where they need to come in and, take plays if somebody goes down or whatever, then they have in-game experience. So I think that's been valuable and obviously a positive byproduct of us winning by such large margins.
Help you physically, though? I mean, offensive line played the most snaps pretty much on any team. So help you at all kind of feel more fresher at this point?
I think so, but kind of the nature of the teams we've playing a lot of passing teams, we've taken a lot of snaps. I think I've taken over 70 snaps in every game, which is, I mean, usually in a game, four-quarter game, you could see 80 or 90. If you see 100, that's really rare. So we're still taking a lot of snaps. I think just due to the nature of kind of playing passing teams and, passing the ball a fair amount on our offense.
Was that the best that you guys have played together, do you think, so far?
Probably. I mean, that's the thing about O-line is, you know, if a D lineman gets one sack a game, he's an All-American. If you give up a sack a game, you're the worst lineman in the history of college football. So, not true, but so I mean, I think that there's always plays and these things where you can point to it and say, we didn't do a good job on this play, or we did a really good job on this play. But I think we were more consistent, kind of getting close to where we want to be. Game 3, have a lot more games to go, so definitely can build on that.
Nick talked about Jalen kind of improving as a passer, especially as a leader in the pocket. How is he particularly improved in his drops from your perspective, and how is that related to better pass protection you guys did?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been big for him to be able to come in and. I mean, I don't know his exact numbers. Y'all probably know him, but I think he's been throwing a couple touchdowns in every game that he's come in. So, I think he's been doing a really good job there. Pass protection, like I always say, is always the same for us, no matter who's back there. But I think that us protecting well obviously helps the quarterback, execute what he needs to do. So I think we kind of work hand in hand with that. But I think he's been doing a really good job.
But do the drops kind of affect also how the pass protection works?
What do you mean by drops?
Just like how deep he drops.
Oh, no, not really. I think that all the quarterbacks have the same coaching as far as how many steps they're dropping or where they're setting up in the pocket, if it's a play action or a rollout or something like that. So it doesn't really vary from quarterback to quarterback.
Statistically speaking, it's better against the run this year than it has been the last 2 years. Have you noticed anything different watching them play?
I mean, they obviously have a new defensive coordinator, came from Notre Dame. They're really solid within their scheme, and they also have a lot of veteran guys, a lot of experience. I know they have a ton of returning starters on defense. At middle linebacker, they have a fifth-year senior, 42. Dodson, 46. They have a bunch of different players that have a lot of experience across the board. And being the SEC defense, they've played against plenty of good run offenses. So I think they pose a big challenge for us, and we like to take on challenges. That's what we like to do as an O-line. And so that's definitely our focus moving forward, is how we can execute against a really solid defense.
There's been a lot of talk about the offense and just the explosiveness that they've shown throughout the first couple of games, but the defense is still kind of, showing that they're one of the top in the nation. So why does it look like for you to kind of see them perform so well throughout the first 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, I think that some teams could probably pull off having a really explosive offense and a subpar defense, but I think that our explosiveness on offense is due in large part to the defense, because, when they get them 3 and out and we get right back out there, their defense is tired because we just drove it down on them, and then our defense forced them 3 and out. Now we're back on the field doing it again. We have a lot more opportunities with the ball, like I said. I mean, I took over 70 snaps on offense in 3 quarters, so that really starts to wear down on the defense. The more plays you can get in, the more opportunities you have to score. So when you limit their time of possession, you limit the amount of snaps that they have, it gives our offense a lot of opportunity to make plays.
How important is how balanced you guys' offense have been this year, and how successful you guys have been so far the first 3 games?
I think it's really important. I know that, as a defensive coordinator, when you're scheming against us, I think that we have a lot of, different options to kind of beat different things. So if you want to just, major in stopping one thing, then we have another thing that we can do. So I think that that's been really big. I mean, Coach Loxley always says that balance on offense isn't necessarily, throwing the ball 30 times and running the ball 30 times or whatever. It's just being able to execute whatever. So, if it's 3rd and 1, we want to be able to line up and run the ball on you. If it's 3rd and 15, we want to be able to throw the ball and convert, or run a screen and convert, or do whatever it takes to convert. That's what makes an offense balanced. So I think we've been doing a really good job of that this year.
There's been quite a few drives that are under a minute or a minute and a half, and so, especially this last game, a couple of 3-play touchdown drives.
Mm-hmm.
How do those kind of help as an offensive lineman that y'all can score quickly and get off the field?
I mean, it definitely helps. There's something satisfying about, a long grinding 12-play drive where you're just, driving down their throat. But at the same time, I'm not going to be mad when Damian scampers off for a, 60-yard touchdown or whatever he had. Or when, Tua throws a nice ball to Judy and it's another touchdown. I mean, I think that racking up points like that is kind of demoralizing to the defense and to the, other team as well. Just kind of looking up at the scoreboard and saying, like, we have a big hill to climb. So, I mean, obviously as an O lineman, I mean, you live for those long drives, but I think that we really enjoy the short drives as well.
Where have you seen Irv this game?
I mean, I think that Irv's a really just naturally talented guy. I mean, he looks the part. He is really athletic. But I think that, over the years, he's gotten especially good, understanding the schemes and the techniques of, for me, it impacts me more in the run game, being a tight end, but I know that he does a great job running his routes as well. It's just not really something I focus on as much. But, I mean, he's a really dependable guy. He's a smart guy who understands the schemes as well. So it's good to have, we obviously have a bunch of great tight ends, but being a tackle, it's really nice to have, great tight ends that I can work with.
After watching the game, this last game, that you're kind of taking your game to another level, it seems to come easy a little bit. Do you feel like it's easy out there right now? Where are some places that you think you still need to make improvements at?
I mean, I obviously think there's a lot of places to make improvements at. I do think I'm playing, at a really high level. Just something I've been focusing on. Just putting it at a premium this whole, off season and coming back from injury and that type of thing. So, definitely been satisfying to have been performing well. But like I said, there's always a million things I can improve on, and that's kind of what motivates me going out to practice every day is, because, like, I mean, you asked if it was easy, I would never say college football at this level is easy, but I think that the more perfectionist I am about my approach to the game, kind of just the more everything falls into place, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't say that I go there thinking it's easy, but I just go there and keep executing the technique that I've worked so hard on, and usually things work out pretty well.